Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Build Lothloria, Part 6. For the past couple episodes we've been working up on this upper plateau. This is where all the higher, really high class live. And I'm getting a little bored of this area in general. I've just been up here for so long and sculpting so much terrain and building things that I just kind of want to take a break and start working on other things. What I didn't realize is that that's gonna be a bigger project than I hoped. So, this past couple days I have been doing this. This is what I have been doing. Clearing out trees isn't necessarily an easy thing to do in this game right now. There's not really a clean up tree tool. It's you throw a rock at it and then you bury it underground. And so this used to all be forest, and I had to bury every tree. These little trees, they don't get destroyed. Like, you can destroy them to the point to where you can pass through them, but they are forever there. Same with these ferns and little hedges. But you can still build around them, it's just they might poke through buildings and floors. This wall took a pretty long time to design as well. Coming up with some sort of way to do a cornered piece that would actually look decent. I'm still not 100% happy with it, but it's got plenty enough detail to kind of break it apart and set it. It looks right, basically. These diagonals that raise and lower height of the wall, those were a little interesting to try and come up with a good look. And I really like doing wooden stairs over these stone slopes. You know, it really kind of sets it apart, I think, and just looks very nice and clean. A lot of manual little wooden pieces to kind of finish the walls off. There's still a lot more to do on the wall. That's just stuff I do off camera. It's kind of tedious and boring work. You guys will not be seeing much, if at all, any of it. So, but I have established the kind of main entrance in the city. And right now it kind of looks like this. There's probably going to be two giant wooden doors that'll cover up this side for under siege. I don't think we're going to have a portcullis. It just takes too much room and ropes and too finicky for me to try and make it fit with what's already designed. So I'm just going to have wooden doors, and I'll probably put a cross member that you would put in it to actually lock it in place. That would be the goal. And then this side would probably have a wooden door as well. I don't have any way to put soldiers up the wall yet. That'll come a bit later as well. I just want to get the wall laid out. Up here, you know, if you're under siege and they break through the first gate, you can have people shooting arrows down at them, throwing rocks, doing what you will. They're kind of funneled in and at your full mercy right there. And then, after I finished all that wall, which was pretty much all of yesterday, and those used to be trees as well. I mean, I had to turn that into a ravine and bury all those trees. I started working on this area and clearing it out, which was a little harder because there was a wall there now, and the trees would fall over and break my wall. Yeah, that was a little rough to get through. And then underneath all this re-sculpted land that I had to redo the natural slope of everything, because I'm going to make plateaus at different levels. Underneath here is actually a big chasm where all the trees are. They're just buried. So this is going to be the first area to be built. This is kind of the mid-tier residential. So you get like you know, carpenters and the people that would work in like guilds. This is where they would live. So they have a decent sized home, wooden floors. This area would be like a kitchen area, stone floors for easy cleanup. Upstairs would be just pretty much the bedroom and things like that. So I'm trying to keep things a little functional. I'm not going to go in and furnish all of these, at least not yet. That'll probably be a last step. I really like the use of the windmill blade as a little awning. It's just very nice. It fits nice. I built another spare awning over here, which is missing its vertical pillar for some reason. I'll just put that back. So, and I also threw in like firewood, some storage barrels, just things that would be there. The main path of the castle, it's going to follow pretty much a straight line entry. It is going to go straight down into there and break off from the marketplace, will be kind of in the lower end of this valley. Work its way up the hill and through the guild halls and the upper income families to the lift and up to the palace. Then down in the lower parts of the valley, it will be like the slummy area, a quarry will be there, the mine, kind of the lower end guilds, and that'll be it pretty much. So it's gonna take a long while to do this, and I don't know how many episodes I'm gonna record of the whole process. I might do an episode for every couple buildings. We might record just me building one, and then we'll just cut to the end and then show off a plateau of all the houses. So I'm not going to show any building in this one. I'm just probably going to end up skipping to when all of these little ones are done, because me explaining everything will kind of run a little longer than actually building stuff. So yeah, this is pretty much just what we're going to be doing for the next couple episodes, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you here in a second. Now would you just look at that. This is like my favorite view of what I just did over there. It's from the main balcony from the palace, and you can just see out in the distance all the houses that I just finished. So this is some basic houses, and they're on a little side street. It's terrained a little bit differently than the main road, and I'm really liking how close the buildings are. There's plenty of room on the street to move around, but there's also plenty of secret little side alleys here where you can do some shady trades and maybe get away with some murder back there. Who knows? The houses are all pretty different. They all have kind of the same amount of rooms because they're all roughly the same size, but the shapes I try to get as different as possible. And then also I'm just trying to mix in different roofing types. That way it wasn't just a solid piece of brown. You could get some variation in colors and just kind of break up the whole area nice. I was gonna save red roofs for only government buildings and like capital buildings, but here, you know, the red is the only cone that we have at the moment, so I had to put red in there, and then I also had to make that staircase match as well. So this is pretty much going to follow through the whole residential side. It's going to be on these little plateaus. It'll be cliff and some stonework to make it look fairly nice. I might end up actually digging into some of these and put like little shops and stalls that people can go to. And then also, besides just the side roads and the main road, there's going to be these little paths up and down through the tiers, so you don't have to go all the way back just to go up and down a floor. And this turned out pretty much exactly how I wanted, and it looks pretty nice. This is the only structure so far with a rounded end, and I don't know really what I want to call this thing. If maybe the alchemist would live here, or herbalist, and he has a little bit of a alchemy lab in this section of his house. But it is definitely one of the larger houses. It has a loft area and then another large room, and it's definitely one of the biggest. So, you know, we have little entryways that I've been working on. This is kind of a smaller house. It's only about half of it only has a second floor, and you can see I have just enough room to fit in a chest, a bed, and a small table and chair. So we can pretty much wrap this video up here. And if you guys enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe and leave a comment. Like, dislike, do what you will, and I'll see you in the next one.